Okay. Good morning. We'll call to order the Chaves County Board of Commissioners regular meeting of August 20th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Cliff, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Could you lead us in a prayer, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you so choose, would you pray with me? Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this gorgeous day in Chaves County. Thank you, Lord, for all those who are here. Bless them. Bless our wildfire firefighters as they are around the state and nation taking care of our forests. Lord, take care of our law enforcement and our military as they are protecting us each and every day. Lord, if you so choose, would you please fill our parched land with a little bit of rain? We would appreciate that so much. It's so beautiful, though. Even though we don't have the rain, we'll take it. Lord, let us have open ears to hear and an open heart to love. And to God be the glory. Amen. Amen.
Cindy, do we have a quorum? Have a motion to approve the minutes, or rather the agenda, excuse me.
Chairman, at this time, I'd like to motion to approve the agenda.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Perry and second by Commissioner Dana to approve the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approval of minutes.
What date? July. And we have August.
Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Yes. Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the meeting minutes from July 23rd and also our special meeting August the 4th.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Wade. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We'll have presentations. Tamara.
Good morning, Commissioners and Chairman. Tamara Schubert, Chaves County Cooperative Extension. And it's been a busy summer, like always. We had a very successful fair, so I want to start with thank you guys for all the support that you give our fair board. We had 140 participants out, which is higher in some of our areas. We are taking 280 of those indoor exhibits up to State Fair. It's a lot, and it takes a lot of vehicles to get there. We will be having our Little Books, Little Cooks on August the 29th at 3. That's open to all 5 and 8-year-olds to come learn about some farm-to-table food, cooking, nutrition, and have a little bit of fun at the same time. We are excited this year kicking off our school year. We have 7 school enrichment programs currently going on with meetings for 2 more in different schools. On the FCS side, we will be having our Christmas showcase. That's something that our community looks forward to every year. That will be November the 10th, and tickets will go on sale September 1st. We do head off next week for an Extension Get Fit training, which is a exercise yoga activity for, I know, you want to come join us?
I
I'm going to get you
do.
later. We head off next week, so that program will start in January. And then we're up to 6 extension clubs, which is our adults, and we do have a new one starting in January as well, which will take us up to 7 of those community-wide clubs. On our ag side, I'm super excited to say that we have hired a new ag agent. and they are set to start September 1. So we're looking forward to some great programming on that end. They have released the dates for the Southeast Urban Horticulture Symposium. That's going to take place in Hobbs this year. That's one of our regional events that we partner with some surrounding counties on. It'll be November 7th. They have a great lineup of specialists coming in to talk about all things gardening, horticulture, grass, pollination, and many other topics. We are working with our pecan specialists to bring back our pecan conferences, and so hopefully we will be hosting one this fall. We're trying to set some dates on that one. And the other new thing in the office is our master gardeners are now taking office hours to help answer all those gardening calls. And so our master gardeners will be in the office every Thursday afternoon from 1 to 5, helping to answer some of those gardening questions from the community. But that's it on our end, and we will stand for any questions.
Mr. Chairman, where is the Christmas showcase going to be?
It'll be out at the fairgrounds again this year.
At the fairgrounds?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you.
You spoke about the 7 school and enrichment programs? Is that is 7 programs good or bad, or are we up or down? Or?
So we are up, our school enrichment numbers this year are over 3,000. And so that is up traditionally for our trend here in Chaves County, but that is still continuing to rise. And
So we
as
have more participation with more programs.
Yes, more programs, more participation all the way around. So we have some community groups reaching out to us, Wings for Life being one of those, to offer some community enrichment to their groups as well. So we're picking up some new partnerships and doing things like that. So it's kind of shooting those numbers up a little bit.
Fantastic, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tamara. John, from the Hispano Chamber of Commerce, would you like to give us an update or any report?
Commissioners, Chairman, my name is John Erard. I'm the president of the Hispano Chamber of Commerce at 306 North Pennsylvania Avenue. Yesterday, I heard the concerns about families and businesses struggling, and I do not dismiss those concerns. People are facing real pressures, but I reach a different conclusion on those.
John,
Would you give an update on your,
just what the Hispano Chamber of Commerce is doing.
Oh, okay.
sorry about that.
I was unprepared for this. However, I can tell you exactly what we've been doing. For the last 9 months, I've been the president of the Hispano Chamber. When I took over, everything that is necessary to run an organization was missing. We had no policies, we had no CRM, we had no organizational infrastructure. So for the last 9 months, I've been building organizational infrastructure. We have added some very important members to our board, including a fellow by the name of Sergio Jimenez, who is a well-known event organizer. He organizes very large events. For example, 3 weeks ago, I called him up and asked him where he was. He told me that he was in LA. I asked him what he was doing there, and he told me that he was putting together an event, and that there were going to be 75,000 people in attendance at SoFi Stadium. So we've added him to the board to help us with our events, so that the events that we are going to be holding at the Cultural Plaza are going to be well-run, well-organized, and very well-promoted. In addition to that, we have added Barbara Gomez as an advisor to an initiative that we have, and that brings me to an important accomplishment that we've had, and that is our strategic framework that we're operating under. And that strategic framework includes essentially 3 things. It includes education, number 1, because we believe that education is really where a chamber should be focused to improve and help businesses improve and get better and get more profitable. The second initiative is events, so that we can promote our identity and our culture here in Chaves County. And the third thing is what we call VISTA, and that is a visitor initiative where we're focusing on increasing the share of wallet that our local businesses get from visitors. We're also going back to education. Very importantly, we are working with the Economic Development Board, Mike Espiritu. We have had a couple of meetings already, and we, the Hispano Chamber, are currently conducting a survey to find out what businesses would like us to focus on in terms of education. I'm trying to think of any other major accomplishment, and I think the entire accomplishment is that we have finally an organization that is properly structured, properly directed, and heading in the right direction. And now we're, after 9 months of focusing on organizational infrastructure, we are now ready to execute. We have been going out and meeting with hotels. We've been meeting with restaurants, trying to promote them on a website that was funded by the state of New Mexico. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, what we have been doing and what we've been up to, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Oh, thank you for getting that rolling. It sounds like you've had a
Pardon?
lot of work before you getting things to where they are now.
It-
Thank you for that.
It has been a lot of work, but I think it's worth it, and we are at a point where we can execute. The whole idea was to build a Chamber of Commerce that actually does what a Chamber of Commerce is supposed to do, and that is to help the local businesses to prosper, grow, and become better at what they're doing. So that's what we're focused on. And again, I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got.
Thank you, John.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Would Diane Taylor come forth and give us an update on the Nancy Lopez event?
Thank you. Hi, my name's Diane Taylor, 1107 Purdue Drive, and I'm happy to say that last night I got the last of the historic players that made history in the state of New Mexico and nationally, and every one of them throughout the country will be here. We've already rented 27 rooms for out-of-state players coming in for this event. And it will be a 3-day event, starting with a dedication of a bypass. And I'm happy to say in New Mexico, there's 2 living heroes. One is Mike Smith from the Valley and has Highway 2 named after him, and the other will be Nancy Lopez, who made not only state, national, but world history. And the next day we will be doing a red ribbon at our new elementary school and going on to a big presentation at Goddard High School, reuniting all the players, not only from Goddard High School, but from every school in the county, every golf team. And then we will be doing a free clinic. And who will be doing the free clinic? All these professionals coming into Roswell. And then the last day, we will be doing a tournament, and any money resulting from this tournament or any of the proceeds all will go to local First Tee kids in Chaves County. So I welcome you to come out and help celebrate our past and celebrate our future. Why our future? These are young people who once were high school, and they can now say, we did it, no excuses. Why can't our kids today do it? And thank you for the opportunity to talking about the great event coming on. Any questions?
What were the dates again on the Nancy Lopez, the golf tournament?
Pardon me?
What were the dates on the golf tournament?
The golf tournament, is Saturday, September the 5th, and it is I'm not a golfer, but it's a scramble. And each team will get to play a hole with each of the players, Nancy Lopez, Jarena Pilar, and Noah Begay. It has not yet confirmed because he had a conflict, and JoJo Robertson, and some of the other pros, Greg Robertson, and he's also a pro, but so many of them from across the country, but every single one, and they've never had this before. And we received a call from the Golf Channel, said, hey, is this really happening? We'd like to come and cover it. That's national news. That represents not only Roswell and our kids, it represents the county and the entire state. We're sending a message to the world. We got game here in Roswell. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike, from,
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Happy Thursday. Just a few things. As you know, recently we had our annual meeting. Many of you were in attendance. Thank you for being there. I hope you enjoyed the lunch, but also the presentation and what we spoke about. You know, we could not do what we do without you, without the people of Chaves County, to help create Chaves County to be a better place, better home for all of us. I do want to talk a little bit about our projects, and I want to emphasize this. Projects are just that. They're projects. We have a number in our pipeline. Some will happen, some won't. We don't know until there's money involved, there's an announcement, and shovels are in the ground. That's when it becomes real. Some of these projects can take 3 to 5 years. The air races took us over 2 years, as an example. But we do have a number of them in the pipeline, and they range from manufacturing, aviation, agriculture, tourism. It's a variety of different things. And that's good for our economy because it diversifies, our economy. I think that's extremely important that we're not relying on one entity to help bring in future opportunities. As you know, many of you attended a recent forum we had on data centers. And why did we do that? We did that because we felt it was important to help discuss the facts behind what those really are. We weren't proponent for data centers or against it. We just wanted to get the word out. We had 3 meetings. We had one for elected officials because their perspectives are a little bit different, right? I mean, as lawmakers, you see things differently, and as well as other groups of people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Our second meeting was with the community, and we had probably, good Lord, 150 people there. I don't know. We had a lot of folks there, and it was good to see that. It was good to be able to get a presentation, hear about it. In fact, we're going to have that out here soon, the video of the presentation by Matthew Gonzalez and some of the notes and some of the questions that we have answers to. So that's coming. It just takes time to get all that together, but it'll be out soon. And the third meeting we had was with the Republican I'm going to get the name wrong because I'm not sure. I'm not a member. But Commissioner Dana, you probably correct me on this. But it was Republican.
Chaves County Republican Party.
Thank you. And so we had a meeting there that evening. I guess it was about 20 or so folks. And again, still talk the same thing. Data centers, it's kind of like, and I'm not going to go in the whole spiel about data centers. That's not why I'm here to talk about today. But I think it's really important to understand that they're going to go somewhere. And there's opportunities and there's risks and there's issues, but there's, again, a topic for another day. But anyway, we did that for a reason, was education and coach people on what that is, and to alleviate some of the concerns that people may have had that they didn't realize. As you know, last year we had our second annual Chaves County Celebration Gala. And we had 480 people show up, and my goodness, we just busted the seams in the building. Since we lost the convention center to that horrible flood in 2024, it's been challenging for us to find a place to hold that because it's gotten so large. So this year what we did was we broke apart the annual meeting from that event. And that event's going to be held this year at the new gala over on Petro Drive in October. You'll be seeing, be getting that out in the media, and you will have an invitation. And the most important thing is it's all about celebrating Chaves County businesses and voted on by the people in Chaves County. You know, who's got the best enchiladas that Cliff Wade likes the most, and so on. And I think it's important to celebrate these small businesses because they contribute a lot to our community and to our county. I think, and lastly, Mr. Chairman, I think you heard there might be an air race coming soon. As you know, and I mentioned this in a previous meeting, last year, the first inaugural year, we had 56,000 people. Economic impact for those 5 days was $29.6 million back to this region, which is pretty big. We had 48 states represented, and the two that were not here, hopefully they'll be shamed into coming this year and represent their states, and we had 16 foreign countries. Again, it'll be broadcasted live on a variety of news and sports channels, and it is the week of the 16th to the 20th of September, right out here at the airfield here in Roswell, and we expect a lot more folks. The STEM event is going to be super big this year. We have 3 exciting days of young people, and I think, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Danny, you saw all those young people out there, and it's so heartwarming to see these young folks enjoying something they probably have never experienced before. But we look forward to that. We have over twice the number of racers than we did last year. So if you can imagine what that number of 56,000 might look like this year. We also have the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds flying on the weekend. They'll actually be flying on Friday to practice, and then Saturday and Sunday we'll be doing shows. So that should be fun to see that activity. Hope you come on out and have a good time. I love rain, but I hope it doesn't rain on Saturday. But it can rain maybe in the evening, and that'd be great. But nonetheless, it was still a great event, and I want to share one last thing with you about that, and that is, last year, our first year, I felt a little squeamish, if you will, about how we as a community will receive all these out-of-town folks and racers and people that we don't know, and how will these people new to Roswell feel about us. And by far, the comment after the event was they could not believe how well they were treated in Roswell, Chaves County, better than they ever were treated in Reno. And that says something about the people here. And that's why it's a pleasure to serve this great county, you, and to help continue the activity to make us prosperous, grow, and have great opportunities for the people that call us home. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioners, I'll stand for any questions that you may have.
Any questions from Mike?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Get into agenda items. I think we need a motion to bring it back to the floor.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Agenda item number 1 is pertaining to ordinance O-119, Local Economic Development Act, Local Option Gross Receipts Tax for Chaves County. This is a public hearing to consider ordinance O-119, which would authorize a Local Economic Development Act Local Option Gross Receipts Tax to be placed on the ballot for consideration by the Chaves County voters in the November 2026 general election. This is a public hearing. It's been properly advertised per statute requirements. Today's meeting extends the opportunity for public comments, which will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Public participants are asked to state their name and address before making comments. The chairman has requested the commissioners write their questions and comments down and hold them until after all members of the public desiring to speak have completed their comments. When public comments are completed, the chairman will ask commissioners for questions and comments. Since this public hearing was tabled at yesterday's meeting, ordinance O-119 will need to be removed from the table before the public hearing can continue. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do we have a motion to bring this back to the floor, the tabled motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we remove ordinance 0119 off the table and back into.
A second.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Perry. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. It's now back on our agenda. As a public hearing, we'll now have people, request people that would like to speak for or against this ordinance to come forward. And again, as our county manager, Bill Williams, explained, you will be limited to 3 minutes, and we ask that we have a good forum and no cheering or yelling or anything, but if you have an opposing view. And at this time, anyone that would like to speak on this issue, please come up and state your name and address, and please speak into the microphone so that everybody can hear you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. I appreciate the opportunity. My name is Richard Bradfute, 311 East 23rd Street. I'm here.
Richard,
Yes, sir.
can you spell your last name?
Yes, sir. It's a weird one. Bradfute. Bradfute. Apparently it's Scottish. I don't know.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'm also, I'm the chairman, the treasurer, I'm sorry, for the Economic Development Corporation. I'm executive vice president and chief information officer for J.P. Stone Community Bank. By the way, on a week from Sunday, we'll be celebrating 120 years of serving the citizens of southeastern New Mexico, and we're going to be here for the next 120. I am a proponent of the putting this tax on the ballot and letting the citizens of Chaves County vote on it. I'm a fiscal conservative. I am a political conservative. I am very, very, very opposed in general to taxes because I think a lot of the money gets misused, frankly. In this case, I believe it's a very fair and equitable tax because it's based on sales that occur in our county. Many things, there's a lot of misconceptions that are out here in the community about this, and if it gets on the ballot, we'll have the opportunity to educate the voters and let them make up their own minds. For example, food is not taxed, medical is not taxed, fuel is not taxed, agriculture is not taxed. There are also very specific areas in which this has to be spent on economic development to bring more jobs and more economic opportunity to the people in Roswell and also the people in Chaves County. And so I respectfully ask that you please put this on the ballot and once it's on the ballot, we'll have an opportunity to educate the voters, and I have confidence that they'll make the right decision. Thank you for your time.
And what was your address? We didn't get that.
311 East 23rd, and the bank's address is 1901 North Main.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Howdy. I'm Tim Jennings, the mayor of Roswell, and I would like to speak in favor of this act. Some of the things I've seen in our economic development that we have, we're extremely limited by the fact that the state can't assist a company coming in here. They can with some things, but they can't on facilities, and it's given us a great deal of handicap in attracting new businesses. We have a facility, one of our longest tenants at the air base has built several hangars in other places, and they are given, they've been given incentives on building facilities to do things with airplanes that we can't do. And it puts us at a great handicap. The one particular, our longest tenant that has been there has all the employees, they all have housing here, they all paid a salary, their kids go to Roswell schools and everything else. And they've just built another facility in another state where they were given all kinds of assistance. This would give us the opportunity to maybe look at that, what we can do to help improve their facilities here. It would give us a level footing where we can get more hangars built. As you know, on the south and east corner of this base, we have all the utilities in now to where we can build a hangar and be up and running in a year. And I mean, it's all there. And with your help, we did a $5 million tax. I got you guys to help us 8 years ago. how many years ago it was. But we've got all the facilities here to do it. And if we can do just a little bit, it's nice, we're controlled, we have a lot of our controls we have on the airport. You have to charge one, like businesses, the same amount of money, and there's some stipulations that come with us from the FAA. And this gives us an opportunity where we can take some of those 85-year-old hangars maybe, and we can put some money in, maybe in new doors. Something that'll keep the pigeons out. Because, we've got so many pigeons out there, and the doors and everything are extremely heavy and are worn out after 80 years. And so we have a lot of facility things that we could do with this to help maintain and attract more businesses here. We have a number of people here. We have some people right now that are looking at building another bus company here. That's a good thing to go. We have a battery manufacturer would be looking to maybe relocate here. We have a company that's going to recycling products here, like things out of cell phones and electronics.
Mr. Mayor,
So,
your 3 minutes is now up.
well, now can I use your 3 minutes? And okay. All right, thank you guys, but it's a good.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak?
Good morning, County Commissioners. My name is Lorena Edith Valencia Parra. I am with Somos Un Pueblo Unido, which is an immigrant advocacy group here in Roswell, New Mexico. My public comment will be very brief today.
Can we get your address?
Oh,
and can you
yes.
spell your last name?
1207 Yale Drive, and my last name is Valencia, Valencia, Parra, Parra.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't have any statistics, and I'm not an expert on the matter, but what I have been hearing from our community members is they are very concerned about the burden, financial burden this will have on their families. We're already struggling as an impoverished community and families here in New Mexico and really throughout the country. So I really want to take this public comment to encourage our residents and our citizens here to inform themselves, to do the research, and please allow us to vote on the matter. We believe in equitable decision-making, and this includes the voices of our families, immigrants, and of our young people who are ready to vote. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else that'd like to speak for or against this issue?
He's back. My name is John Erard. I'm the president of the Hispano Chamber of Commerce at 306 North Pennsylvania Avenue. Yesterday, I heard concerns about families and businesses struggling, and I do not dismiss those concerns. People are facing real pressures, but I reach a different conclusion from those facts. If families are struggling, businesses are struggling, our population is declining, and our children and grandchildren are leaving for opportunities elsewhere, in my opinion, that's not evidence that we should postpone economic development. It is evidence that the present course is not working. The timing is not right, sounds prudent, but when will the timing be right? After we lose more population, after another generation leaves, after competing communities have secured the employers, the infrastructure, the skilled workers that are currently looking for a place to invest? The proposed countywide economic development GRT is 1/8 of 1%. That equals 12.5 cents on $100 taxable income, $1.25 on $1,000, and $12.50 on $10,000. The cost should be discussed honestly, but so should the cost of doing nothing. We may be witnessing the broadest and fastest technological convergence since the second industrial revolution, with each advancement accelerating others. Companies are making investment decisions now, building infrastructure, supply chains, and talent centers now that will be difficult, if not impossible, to move once they're established elsewhere. If we miss this opportunity, Chaves County risks being left behind for another generation with a shrinking population and a weakening tax base, fewer essential services, and even fewer reasons for our children and our grandchildren to stay here. Last fall, voters took an important first step by approving the ENMUR mill levy increase to expand career and technical education. That was an investment in preparing our people. The proposed GRT will complement that investment by helping to create and attract the economic opportunities those skills were intended to serve. Finally, this commission is not being asked to make the final decision for the people. The tax can't take effect unless the voters approve it. And a yes vote to trust the people of Chaves County with the facts and allow them to decide whether this investment is in their future, is worth making for their future. Give the people a clear plan. Mr. Chairman, I heard your words loud and clear last night, and I thought you were spot on. Give them meaningful safeguards, and then let the people decide. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Taylor?
Anyone else that would like to speak?
I have a question. Ms. Valencia, is that right? Yes, sir. Were you for it going to the voters? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else speaking on this subject?
Good morning again, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Mike Espiritu, 950 East College, Roswell, New Mexico, 8820 something. Sorry. I'm not going to say a whole lot. John, wonderful job on those comments, and they echo everything that I feel. I just want to say this. Like you, like everyone else in this room, in our community, no one likes taxes. None of us do. And truly, there never is a good time to raise taxes. That's the bottom line. But I don't think this is a tax. I think of this as an investment, to invest in the future of Chaves County and the people of Chaves County, where the citizens can make the decision to grow or stay the same. And I think at the end of the day, people want to see growth. They want to see great things happen so they have a great quality of life for themselves, their families, and the people that move here. We encourage you to consider put this on the ballot and let the nearly, I think Mr. Chairman said 36,000 people in Chaves County decide what they want for the future of the needs of this county. And so with that, we at the EDC, we recommend moving forward to that vote and let the voters decide. And hopefully we see some great things happen. And but more importantly, we can work better together to create better opportunities for the people of our county. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners.
Thank you. Anyone else that'd like to speak? Anyone else? For a third and final time, anyone else that'd like to speak on this issue? Do we have anybody online? Okay, we'll have comments and questions from the commissioners at this time if they would like to ask a question or make anything, comments on the people that have spoken on this. Dara?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I made my feelings known last night. I guess I'll reiterate, we keep saying groceries. Again, your groceries will go up. The state of New Mexico has been dealing with this for many years. They did away with some groceries, fruits, meats, vegetables, things like that. Your diapers, your baby wipes, your toilet paper, your paper towels, that will go up. Restaurants will go up. Our restaurants are struggling as it is, our small businesses. And yes, I keep saying it's the wrong time. Mike, you were up here and we fought and we worked really hard for the Reno air races. And you stood there and you kept telling us this could have a potential of $150 million coming in. Last year, it was our first year. And I know the businesses around town, they had yard signs welcoming the Reno Air Races. The businesses rolled out the red carpet to all of the people that came in. We had volunteers that drove people around when they drove them to the gates and stuff, because they were telling them, you know, welcome to Roswell. We did roll out the red carpet, and we did welcome everybody with open arms. That was our first year. And I know that you keep saying we got millions. I asked Annabelle to give me the gross receipts for Chaves County. It was flat. And so I'd like to see another year. I would like to see what we bring in this year from the Reno Air Races, because we did invest. Our people did invest in this. Our people did help roll out the red carpet. Our people did, our small businesses stayed open late. They had events downtown to get people to go downtown. But I really think that one more year to see about the Reno Air Races. I still say, and I still believe, it's the wrong time. Families and businesses are struggling. Let us get the Reno Air Races under our belt. Let them prove to us, because our businesses and our people really did a lot to welcome them here. And I would like to see one more year and then talk about this. I know the city of Roswell, it has theirs, they voted on theirs with a 10-year sunset clause, and ours does not have a sunset clause, I noticed, so it's perpetual. It'll last for the rest of our lives. We all will not be here to see it. So, I'm too old. But I would like to just see, you know, we worked hard on the Reno Air Races, and that was one of the goals, to have our gross receipts tax increase with that. I'd like to see another year before we implement that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Wade.
I have similar concerns as Commissioner Dana. One more year of waiting is one more year that our youth may be leaving the community. And that was something that really struck me last night. Because we need to keep them here, and we need to grow to a certain extent in order to attract medical. We need to grow to, you know, to encourage our qualified medical providers to come to our community for both social and more business opportunities. You know, we're on the edge right now with our population to attract larger and more business. We have interested parties. I was looking at the positives of going ahead and having the vote now. It gives another option, or a couple more options. One is the city is going for a quarter, a 2/8 increase. If we do a 1/8, it gives the voters an opportunity to say no to everything, yes to everything, allow only a 1/8 increase rather than a 2/8, or go ahead and do the 2/8 as well, the quarter for the city. Or so it gives more choices to the voters. Perhaps more voters would show up, and we'd have a better turnout than we would otherwise. By voting against putting it on the ballot, I feel that I wouldn't be allowing my constituents to have say in this. I was elected to speak for my constituents, but the more I think about it, the more I want to have it on the ballot. But I'll ask the media, Terry, and I don't see Alex here today, but would you please be a little more understanding and not put that the county is trying to increase taxes on the population and more, that we want to allow everyone to participate if we approve this. So, and as far as, I think we should have a sunset. And if I do make the motion, I will probably say maybe a 5-year sunset on this particular, and we can revisit it at that time and enable it again. Surely we'd have some result in 5 years, and perhaps that would encourage more participation. And we cannot, back to my municipal league training, we cannot have a negative motion. So the motion will have to be made in the positive. Is that correct, Stan? Correct. Okay. So that's my reasoning, and you kind of know how I'm going to look at things. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Corn.
I guess some of y'all heard some of my stuff last night. Most of the community people, residents, whatever, they are having a tough time right now. Even businesses are having a very tough time. I know that, there's been a lot of people saying, okay, if you vote this in, to put it on the ballot, then you're for it. We were, just like Cliff was saying, we were elected to manage and take care of the money of the county, and they gave us that opportunity to take care of their business, and we're trying to take care of your business. And there's a lot of things that go on to the gross receipts tax, a lot more than what some of you guys have been talking about. And, for me being a county resident, you got an eighth on one and the city tax of the other, and I'm just not seeing that double dip in there, and I'm not, I don't know if it, well, I think we just need to sit back and see how things are going for a little bit. I think, this kind of come about kind of at a sudden pace, and I don't think there's a lot of some other planning going on to get this on the ballot this quick. So anyway, next, I'm done.
Thank you. Commissioner Perry.
Thank you for giving me a minute on this. If I'm seeing this right, if this goes to the voter, there's actually 4 options, correct? There's actually 4 options. Is that right? There's a no on both, a no on one, a yes on both, or a yes on one. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's right, correct? Okay. I do entertain, just like this gentleman said from J.P. Stone, I'm physically conservative. I don't want to raise taxes. I don't think it's a good idea at this time. I agree with some of the statements that are up here at this point. I do think individual expression should be heard, though, so I'm a little conflicted. And when I say that, I'm conflicted as a person voting that lives at 1313 North Penn in the city versus a county commissioner sitting before you today not wanting to decide for you. And the reason I say that is because we have had to decide 4 times legislatively on senators and representatives for the people. And I thought that was horribly wrong, but that was just the predicament we were stuck in and the rules of engagement that I signed up for. So we did our job and we made those decisions, and I didn't like it at all. I didn't like voting for you guys. I thought it was wrong. But again, that was what we had to do. I like the sunset clause. I think that needs to happen. I don't think this should be in perpetuity. And I say that as a resident. I say that as a county commissioner. I don't want there to be this forever. I think it needs to be evaluated. I think a lot of things need to be evaluated, like roads and gates we were talking about, right? Things need to be evaluated over time. As a person, the economic development group is going to have to sway me over to vote for this at the poll. But I don't think I should stand in the way of giving you that same opportunity to vote at the poll. That's just kind of my stance, but I definitely support a sunset clause. Thank you.
Thank you. This is the option. We're just, again, the commission is going to vote on whether to put it on the ballot. We are not imposing a tax. That's not our position. By putting it on the ballot, we're allowing democracy to proceed and let the 36,000 registered voters in Chaves County make a decision. A decision instead of 5 people making it and killing it or something, but allowing all the voters to go out and make a decision. And hopefully, having it on the ballot will encourage all our voters to come out and cast a vote, whether they're for it or against it. But it puts the decision in the hands of the people of Chaves County, instead of just 5 individuals saying yes or no, and whether to pass or not pass a tax. We're putting the responsibility on the voters. If they want this for economic development, they can vote for it. And as it was Commissioner Perry explained, there are 4 different options. They can vote for both, the city and the county, vote for one versus the other, vote no. So there's a lot of options, and it's going to, in the next couple of months, it'd be necessary, all the information by both sides is going to be presented so that the voters can make an informed decision. But I really believe we need to allow the voters to make the decision. At this time, I would entertain a motion to vote on this this option.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt ordinance 0119 to allow Chaves County to adopt a local economic development act, local option gross receipts tax, to be put on the ballot for the public, the voters, to vote on.
We have a
Mr. Chairman,
second.
I call for a roll call vote, please.
Do we have a second?
Mr. Chairman, hold on just a second. We're not voting at this time to instruct the clerk to put this on. We are only asking whether or not you would like to pass the ordinance, which gives us the authority to tell the clerk to put it on. So we have a resolution coming later. So the vote needs to be strictly about this ordinance and whatever amendments you want to make to it. That's correct. Yes, thank you.
And with a 5-year sunset.
Yeah.
Okay, and yes, because that's, to put it on the ballot will actually be item 8, I believe,
Yeah.
on our agenda. So, but that was the reasoning behind making the motion.
Right.
So you're amending your motion to include that sunset.
The 5-year sunset, yes, sir.
A motion for a 5-year sunset, if that's on the table right now. So we have to vote on the motion first
No, this is the motion with the 5-year sunset,
with the 5-year sunset.
yes, amended to include the 5-year sunset.
Put it on the ballot with a 5-year sunset.
Well, to adopt it, and then we have to put it on the ballot on item 8.
Okay.
Point of clarification, what are we voting on? Cindy, do you understand? Stan, do you understand what we're
No.
voting on?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Dana, Commissioner, I think you need to restate your motion, 'cause it did get pretty confusing.
Yes, it did. Okay. I move that we adopt ordinance 0119 with a 5-year sunset.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Because we cannot
We have
vote
a
on negative
motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Perry. Any further discussion? I will call for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Dana,
No.
Commissioner Wade,
Yes.
Commissioner Corn,
No.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
and Chairman Taylor.
Yes.
You have 3 yeses and 2 noes, sir.
Mr. Chairman and Stan, do we need to decide on the exact date, or just 5 years after it's enacted is adequate? So we can look at the calendar? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, would you like to do item number 8 now to get it out of the way, or just do it as it comes back up?
Let's go ahead and do number 8 and complete this then.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, former agenda item number 8 is for Resolution R 26042, which is the Economic Development Act Local Option Gross Receipts Tax for Chaves County ballot initiative. Resolution R 26042 would submit to the clerk for a Local Economic Development Act Local Options Gross Receipts Tax to be placed on the ballot for consideration by Chaves County voters in the November 2026 election. And we will adjust the ballot narrative to reflect the repeal date that was previously added in the ordinance. And Stan has all that ready to go. So we'll have the minor change to the wording of the ballot thing. And I'll go ahead and read that if it's all right. So what would go on the ballot and essentially would be, shall the county of Chaves impose a countywide 1/8 of 1%, 0.125%, or 12.5 cents per 100 of taxable gross receipts, Local Economic Development Act Local Option Gross Receipts Tax, with the revenue being dedicated to furthering or implementing economic development plans and projects along which arts and cultural districts, cultural facilities, and retail businesses would be qualifying uses, and something along the lines, this would sunset 5 years.
Right, 5-year sunset.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Do we have a motion on this resolution?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve Resolution R 26-042, Economic Development Act, Local Option Gross Receipts Tax for Chaves County ballot with the addition of the 5-year sunset after enactment.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Mr. Chairman, I call for a roll call vote.
Yes, any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote.
Commissioner Dana,
No.
Commissioner Wade,
Yes.
Commissioner Corn,
No.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes, ma'am.
and Chairman Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
3 yeses and 2 noes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, we'll to our agreement number 2.
Yes.
Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. Agenda item number 2 is a request to approve Agreement A-26-039. It is a decommissioning agreement between the Roswell Energy Storage LLC and Chaves County. for a 50 megawatt BESS facility, battery energy storage system. This agreement, again, is between Roswell Energy Storage and us, Chaves County. The facility is located at 445 Wrangler Road, and the Roswell Electric Substation, which is located at 3650 West Pine Lodge Road, for the amount of approximately $4,493,089, to be reviewed every 5 years and increased based on inflation. This project received approval on May 26, 2026, as a special use permit by the Chaves County Roswell ETZ Commission. This decommissioning agreement is required before a building permit will be issued by Chaves County. Staff recommends approval. I stand for any questions.
Mr. Chairman, Liz, I have one, there's a conflict in here on, you're asking for a 4-foot depth reclamation, and they're offering a 3-foot. And I think 3-foot would be sufficient, because I believe 3-foot is standard, is it not?
Chairman, Commissioners, yes, it is. And yes, it does say 48 inches. We will have that corrected with the engineering firm.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. We have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve Agreement A26040, decommissioning agreement between Chaves County Energy, 39, decommissioning agreement between Roswell Energy Storage and Chaves County for a 50 megawatt battery energy storage system facility.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Dana. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0 passes.
Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 3 is a request to approve agreement A-26-040. This is a decommissioning agreement between Chaves County Storage LLC and Chaves County for a 50 megawatt BESS facility. This facility is located at 70 Outlaw Trail and the Chaves County Electric Substation, which is located at 65 Outlaw Trail, for approximately $4,494,774. Again, to be reviewed in 5 years and increased based on inflation. This project received approval again on May 26, 2026 as a special use permit for the Roswell Chaves County ETZ Commission. The building permit has not been issued for this facility at this time. Chairman, Commissioners, I noticed I do have an error on my staff report. It was not a special use permit, but it was a zone change to industrial. I do apologize for that.
And Mr. Chairman, just kind of a point of clarification real quick. These projects are mirrors of one another. When they built the Chaves County Solar, there's a Roswell Solar and a Chaves County Solar, which make up the entire solar field that's on Pine Lodge Road. And because of the ownership, the way that their paperwork is, they're developing the battery storage for Roswell Solar and a battery storage for Chaves County Solar. It's the same organization, same thing. It's just semantics, I guess. But the decommissioning would be $4 million plus for each unit, and would be reevaluated every 5 years to assure that that still is an adequate amount to clean it up if they were to walk away.
Chairman, Commissioners, they are subsidiaries of NextEra, and NextEra is here to answer any questions that you may have.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve Agreement A26040, decommission agreement between Chaves County Energy Storage LLC and Chaves County for a 50 megawatt battery energy storage facility.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Dana. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I'm here to present Madam Treasurer's resolution, which is agenda item number 4, Resolution R-26-038. This is authorizing the suspension of the minimum penalty requirements of the property tax code. Resolution R-26-038 would suspend the minimum penalty requirements of the property tax code that's found in section 7-38-050 in NMSA 1978, which states, if property taxes become delinquent, a penalty of 1% of the delinquent taxes for each month of any portion of a month they remain unpaid shall be imposed, but the total penalty shall not exceed 5% of the delinquent taxes, except that when the penalty determined under the foregoing provisions of this subsection is less than $5, the penalty to be imposed shall be $5. Based on the exceptionally high rate of property taxes collected, it is felt that a minimum of $5 penalty is unnecessary. The property tax collection average for the prior 10 years is 99.18% as of June 30th, 2026. Staff recommends approval.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept Resolution R-26-038, authorizing suspending the minimum penalty requirements of the property tax code.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Perry. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 5 is Resolution R-26039, which is in opposition to the issuance of a permit for the Pine Evaporative Lagoon by the New Mexico Environment Department. Staff is requesting approval for Resolution R-26039 to oppose the issuance of a groundwater discharge permit in Chaves County for the Pine Evaporative Lagoon by the New Mexico Environment Department. Community members have voiced concerns about the location of the proposed sewage facility and that up to 6,500 gallons of sewage daily from temporary housing camps in Eddy County would be hauled into Chaves County for disposition. Staff recommends approval, and with your permission, I would like to read the resolution because I
Yes, please.
made a couple of word substitutions, very minor from what was published. Resolution R-26039, a resolution opposing issuance of a groundwater discharge permit in Chaves County for the Pine Evaporative Lagoon by the New Mexico Environment Department. Whereas the New Mexico Environment Department's NMED Groundwater Bureau is responsible for establishing rules, regulations, standards, and permitting required for the protection of groundwater within the state, and whereas the Water Quality Act and the New Mexico Ground and Surface Water Protection Regulations 20.6 NMAC were implemented to protect New Mexico's groundwater to protect human health and the environment. And whereas absent local zoning permitting processes, the NMED is authorized having jurisdiction over sewage treatment and disposal facilities in the state. And whereas the NMED is currently processing a permit application for a sewage treatment operation whose business plan is to haul human waste from outside of Chaves County and place it in an area adjacent to a dairy facility. And whereas these human waste will be transported from temporary housing facilities such as RV parks, campgrounds, trailer parks, and man camp locations within Eddy County, which were built under the permitting of the NMED, apparently without adequate sewage disposal systems. And whereas while there is no single federal rule that outright bans it, both USDA and EPA guidance emphasize that dairy facilities should be located away from environmental contaminants and industrial activities that could compromise product safety, water, or air quality. And whereas conversely, the introduction of a facility that produces human sewage adjacent to a dairy does not meet the very standards that protect the public from compromises in product safety, water, and air quality at a dairy facility. And whereas Chaves County Board of Commissioners contends that the New Mexico Environment Department would not allow a dairy to be built next to a sewer plant and therefore should not allow a sewer plant to be built next to a dairy. And whereas the board further contends that New Mexico Environment Department failed to assure the public health and safety in southeastern New Mexico was prioritized when it allowed temporary housing facilities without proper sewage facilities on site. And whereas the Chaves County Board of Commissioners believes it is the responsibility of state government to operate as a representative branch of government, and as such, New Mexico Environment Department has responsibility to protect counties from being a dumping ground for others' waste without their input. Now therefore be it resolved by the Chaves County Board of Commissioners that the board opposes the issuance of a permit for the Pine Evaporative Lagoon by the New Mexico Environment Department. Number two, that local government should be an active part of any decision-making process resulting in decisions that impact safety, health, or welfare of residents within their communities when they are not the authority having jurisdiction. Three, that as a matter of policy, New Mexico Environment Department should contact counties prior to any decision that would allow transportation of sewage, industrial waste, hazardous materials, or anything that could be detrimental to public health or safety into the county for disposal. Done this 20th day of August 2026 by the Board of Chaves County Commissioners. And Mr. Chairman, we do have some representatives here from the New Mexico Environment Department if anyone had questions for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone, any commissioner have any questions for the environmental people?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to know, if we do pass this, can we give it to them, to their face, and make them take it to Santa Fe for us, please?
Yes, we can assure they have a copy. And I've already forwarded a copy to the Cabinet Secretary prior to this meeting to let them know that this was our stand.
Thank you, because, you know, the hoops that our ag industries have to go through to get the New Mexico Environment Department to approve stuff. Hopefully they'll listen on this too, as well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve Resolution R 26-039, Chaves County to oppose New Mexico NMED permit issuance for Pine Evaporation Lagoon.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Dana. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0.
A little.
Oh, sorry, I'm up.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Resolution R 26040 is a resolution for joining the 2026 Congressional Staff Initiative. Staff is requesting approval for Resolution 26040 to join Eddy and Lee counties in an initiative to showcase southeastern New Mexico and its contributions to New Mexico and the nation. The planned 4-day tour of Chaves, Eddy, and Lee counties would be for 15 to 20 senior congressional staffers, regardless of party affiliation, from both congressional bodies. Staff recommends approval, and again, with your permission, I will read the
Yes, please.
Resolution R 26040, joining the 2026 Congressional Staff Tour Initiative to showcase Chaves, Eddy, and Lee counties' industries. Whereas Chaves, Eddy, and Lee counties understand the remarkable contributions that are made to our state and our nation by the people and industries of southeastern New Mexico, and whereas our congressional representation in Washington, D.C. may not always be aware of how their votes affect the very people and industries that make our nation strong, and whereas congressional staffers are usually the group tasked with understanding and relaying how a vote for or a vote against a bill in the House or the Senate will be implemented in our communities, and whereas inviting congressional staffers to tour southeastern New Mexico will assure that those advising our elected officials have seen and understand our area, its peoples, and its industries, and whereas being able to ascertain whether information shared about our industries is factual when they're advising members of Congress is of paramount importance, and whereas Chaves, Eddy, and Lee counties have tentatively identified many industries to showcase the diversity of our counties, with planned visits to facilities dedicated to housing, manufacturing, farming operations, potash mining, mineral extraction, produced water, flood control, and the waste isolation pilot plant. And whereas to provide a better understanding of our area, our people, and our culture, plans to visit local attractions such as Carlsbad Caverns, Roswell UFO Museum, the Eastern New Mexico State Fair, the National Championship Air Races course, and local gatherings will be included in their schedule. And whereas Chaves County understands that showcasing our counties to the people advising our elected leaders in both the House and the Senate without regard to party affiliation will have lasting impacts on decisions that will affect our communities. Now therefore be it resolved, the Board of Chaves County Commissioners do hereby join the 2026 Congressional Staff Tour Initiative with Eddy and Lee counties. This initiative will bring 15 to 20 senior congressional staff delegates to southeastern New Mexico for an intensive 4-day educational tour. Let it be further resolved that the Commission hereby commits funds to reimburse Eddy County for 1/3 of the total project cost that will be paid by Eddy County, based on the current estimated cost of $62,000 for the entire 4-day tour of southeastern New Mexico to tout our valuable contributions to the nation. Done this 20th day of August, 2026 by the Board of Chaves County Commissioners. And I stand for questions.
Thank you. Do we have a motion on this?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution R-26-040 to join Eddy and Lee counties in an initiative to showcase southeastern New Mexico and its contributions to New Mexico and the nation on this 4-day event. And if I could, I'd like to say why I support this. Because we need more representation outside of our state, seeing the contributions southeastern New Mexico makes to the nation. And right now, we don't have representation in Washington and southeastern New Mexico. So when we go lobby, we need those other people, those other congressional delegates to see the powerhouse, what we're doing in southeastern New Mexico in agricultural and oil and gas. It's very important that other folks see those contributions. That's why I support it.
Mr. Chairman, I'll second, but Bill, do we know when this is taking place?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, we have a tentative schedule of October the 5th, 4th through the 7th, I believe. I'd have to look at the calendar to be 100% sure, but it's the same week as the fair. So the plan is that they would arrive in Roswell, and we would show them a little bit of Roswell that first evening, maybe the Twin Dams. We want to also include Lincoln County somewhat. We're going to have a couple of people come down from Lincoln County, maybe Harlan Vincent, and a couple of their commissioners to speak to them that first evening and let them know about the devastation from the forest fires and the subsequent flooding and how that's affected us. We would like to take them to the Twin Dam and show them the concerns that we have there, and requesting a gate once again. Show them that kind of stuff here in Roswell the first night. The next morning, they'd all get on a bus, start heading towards Artesia. They would be able to see a dairy farm, pecan orchards, those kind of things. We get to Artesia. They have some events and things scheduled there. We would continue on down towards Carlsbad, see some oil field operations. They'd go down to Carlsbad Caverns that evening, go over to Lee County the following day, see produced water, see, there's just a whole variety of things that they would be doing throughout this trip. And really, we have a lot to showcase. And it's not strictly one industry. It's certainly everything that makes southeastern New Mexico a leader in our area, well, in our nation, not just our area. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate this. I hosted one of these for the state legislators because I was amazed at how many of our northern New Mexico legislators have never even been to southern. We took them to dairies, we took them to pecan orchards. We kind of showed them the contributions that southern New Mexico gives. And that's why when we go to Santa Fe and we lobby for Santa Fe and we represent southern New Mexico, that we are here and alive and well in southern New Mexico. So I appreciate this. I think it's great. They do need to know firsthand.
Thank
who
you.
and what we are.
And I think it's important to note that this is not a partisan effort, that they are
Right.
going to invite senior staffers, not newbies, you know, as people that are helping to make the decisions for our nation, both sides of the aisle, so that they understand how their advice impacts real people here. And it will be people from both the Senate and the House that would be invited to this trip. So it's quite an opportunity, I believe.
Yeah.
It is, very much so. Thank you.
I believe we have a motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Dana. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners.
Emma's next.
He was so excited.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Agenda item number 7 is Resolution R26041, approving changes to personnel charts. This resolution incorporates the renaming of the Assistant Engineering Technician to Traffic and Safety Technician. The position specification summary, Chart A1 and Chart G for the above named position have been updated to reflect the change. Staff recommends approval.
Do we have a motion?
Chairman, this time I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution R-26-041, the personnel chart change, the rename of the position.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Corn. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 9, resolution R-26-043, Chaves County Volunteer Stipend Policy. The Chaves County Fire Services and the Chaves County Fire Board propose a policy to establish a nominal fee stipend and incentive program for the volunteer fire members. This stipend policy will be contingent on grant funding from the New Mexico State Fire Marshal's Office, and prior to grant awards, counties must have a stipend policy approved by the governing board. The funding will be available as up to $25,000 annually, and Fire Service believes this policy and process will provide incentives to recruit and retain volunteer members. The staff request approval of resolution, pending any questions.
I have one, and just to verify for everyone, that when the pool runs out, the stipends
That is correct.
cease.
Stipend payments are contingent on
Right.
the funding.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve Resolution R-26-043, the Chaves County Volunteer Fire Department Stipend Policy Plan.
I second.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Perry. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
5-0 passes.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. Agenda item number 10 is the request to approve purchase of a Type 5 brush truck for Midway VFD from Siddons Martin Emergency Group for $393,147. Midway VFD has requested to purchase a Type 5 brush truck per the replacement schedule. A proposal is attached from Siddons Martin Emergency Group for $393,147 utilizing HGAC contract number FS12-23. The fire marshal has reviewed and approved specifications. $272,664 is approved via fire funds, and the remaining $120,483 is approved via the replacement schedule funding. Staff recommends approval.
Do we have a motion?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve agenda item 10, the request to approve a purchase of a Type 5 brush truck for the Midway Volunteer Fire from the Siddons Martin Emergency Group for $393,147.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Wade. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Good morning again. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 11, appointment to the Chaves County Planning and Zoning Commission. Staff is requesting appointment of T. Calder Ezel Jr. to serve on the Chaves County Planning and Zoning Commission. Mr. Ezel is an active member of the community and is an ex-county commissioner. His replacement he would replace Mark Lewis, who resigned back in June of 2026. Mr. Ezel's appointment is vital to staff for the future Chaves County zoning and county subdivision amendments set to begin after the approval of the county's comprehensive master plan. Mr. Ezel would finalize the Planning and Zoning Commission's roster of 5 members. Staff recommends approval.
Have you guys reviewed Mr. Ezel's qualifications?
Chairman, Commissioners, he just squeaked by. So,
One question, Liz, how'd you convince him to come back?
I would rather not speak of
Miss
that matter
Rita's
at this time.
Miss Rita's cookies. Yeah, she has to provide the cookies.
That must be it.
Is there a motion on this?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the appointment of T. Calder Ezel Jr. to serve on the Chaves County Planning and Zoning Commission.
I second.
Motion by Commissioner Wade and second by Commissioner Perry. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. I can't think of a better person to be on that commission.
Or to pick on.
Chairman, Commissioners, the Chaves County Sheriff's Office is requesting ratification of out-of-state travel for a deputy, now Detective John White, who attended the 36th Annual Motor Vehicle Criminal and Addiction Training on August 2nd, 2026 through August 6th, 2026. The Motor Vehicle Conference is a nationally recognized training event focused on motor vehicle criminal interdiction. Each year, law enforcement offices across the country attend to enhance their interdiction skills, share intelligence, and learn from nationally recognized experts in the field. The training provided practical and real-world techniques to investigate methods that can be immediately applied during traffic enforcement and criminal interdiction operations. The request would be for the registration of the conference as well as its flight, hotel, and per diem while in Atlanta, Georgia. Staff recommends approval.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion on agenda item 12, the ratification of out-of-state travel to Atlanta, Georgia Motor Vehicle Criminal Interdiction Association training as presented.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Dana. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Passes 5-0.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda number 13, request for out-of-state travel. Midway VFD would like to send 3 of its members to Hillsboro, Texas to conduct a final inspection and take delivery of 2 new brush trucks that are now finally complete after 3 years of waiting. They will leave August 31st and return to Chaves County on September 2nd. The vendor is covering the cost of lodging and meals. Members will need to purchase fuel to and from the factory and will need to purchase their meals on the return trip. Staff request approval.
Do you have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve out-of-state travel for Midway Fire Department to send 3 of its members to retrieve 2 new brush trucks.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Dana. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. Agenda item number 14
is a request to waive the road cut permit fee on behalf of Barindo Co-op Water Users Association. The Chaves County right-of-way use permit ordinance requires that road pavement excavations in excess of 24 inches be approved by the Chaves County Board of Commissioners. Normally, this is done prior to an excavation. However, occasionally, Barindo Water Co-op Users Association needs to repair water lines on emergency. The following right-of-way permits were requested, water lines were repaired, and the roadway was repaired in accordance to ordinance number 44 and its requirements. The Chaves County Road Operations Director has inspected both and approved trench repairs were made to acceptable condition. Permit number 2687 is at Meadowbrook and East Bland, an 8 by 10 foot trench, and the cost was estimated at $2,490. Permit number 2688 was at Milky Way Road west of Lipen. Road cut was approximately 6 by 16, and that cost was estimated at $2,810. Staff brings it forward for your consideration.
We have a motion?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is it, so I'm assuming the emergencies because it's before 8 and after 5, something like that, over the weekend?
Occasionally happens that way, yeah.
Do they ever call, is there a person they can call just to give us a heads up?
There is. Typically, they call our roads director, Mr. Joe West, and so we at least know of the area, but formalizing their permit takes a day or two, but we're usually aware.
So they're in compliance with that ask of calling us and letting us know?
Yes, in most cases we are, right, Joe? Yeah. Okay. We at least know. We don't exactly know when they finish the repairs. We have requested that for Barindo Water User Co-op to let us know the exact time frame and when and how they're repairing. But as you see in the photos in the packet, that's kind of the end result, and they have some specifications on the repair itself.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Perry, when we redid ordinance number 44, the road policy, of course, if they're doing a scheduled repair to a water line, they get all their permits ahead of time. These are the repairs when it springs a leak and they've got to, shut things down and get it dug up and fixed. And we did, during that rewrite, make it a possibility for them to have those fees for digging up our road waived. But we do hold them to very strict guidelines before we will consider waiving those fees, and they were compliant on these, definitely. So, thank you.
We have a motion.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve agenda item 14 as described by our Public Service Director for the waiving of the two cuts, permit number 2687 and permit number 2688.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Corn. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Before I proceed with the next item, can we just, for item of clarification, so we moved agenda item 8 up. Will that now be number 2, or is that part of number 1?
We have a motion.
Good question.
So everything got moved down, so
yeah,
now we're
everything
currently
got-
on 16?
Yes.
Agenda item
Yes,
16?
we would be 16, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stan. Thank you, Cindy.
What did-
Stan,
Still be 15.
So the public hearing is 1. The resolution will be part of 1, along with ordinance 2.
So anything after 8 stays in the same order, anything prior changes.
do we have a teacher?
She wants it right.
Do we have a teacher? She asked. For the
Okay.
minutes, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, I think we're clear.
Thank
Agenda
you.
item 15.
Yes.
Elida Municipal School District submitted a capital improvements tax question to the voters of the district to be imposed for tax years 2027 through 2032. This special mail ballot election was held on August 13, 2026. Ballots were mailed to the voters registered in the Elida School District, which is Precinct Part 44.2, on July 19, 2026. Chaves County currently has 4 registered voters in this district. An election board was appointed to count the ballots, and the certified results are before the county canvassing board. And sadly, we only had 1 ballot returned, and the proper information was not completed on the envelope, and so that ballot was not counted. They did have until prior to this meeting to get that cured information to us. We did not receive it, so Chaves County has 0 results for this election.
But we still need to certify that.
Yes. It's a multi-county election, so Roosevelt had 32, they had 65 ballots that were received, 32 in favor and 33 against.
Mr. Chairman, Cindy, how much did this cost us to send out these?
So special elections have to be paid 100% by the district, and their part of our efforts will be under $500. I'm not sure on Roosevelt's part.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the certification of the Elida Special School election by the County Canvassing Board.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Wade. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Approval of checks.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the checks, the payments in the amount of $6,183,082.33.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Approval of reports.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve reports.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Corn. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unscheduled communications limited to 3 minutes per visitor, not to exceed 15 minutes. Anyone wishing to address the commission this morning?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, had an opportunity to meet most of you, and I'm real
We need
happy
you to state your name and address real quick.
My name is Al Squire from Southwind Dairy out in Hagerman. The address is 65 East Ottawa Road in Hagerman.
Thank you.
We live right next to where the bridge just finally got fixed with a bump in it. So, I would like to just briefly mention our appreciation for the Commissioner's approach on this pine evaporative lagoon problem that we didn't know we had a problem until 2 years ago when they started building a lagoon without a permit. And then I guess finally they sent out a permit application, and we haven't had a whole lot of positive aspects of trying to deal with the permitting process, but we really appreciate your assistance on this. And one thing I would like to bring up is, and something everybody here knows, that the dairy industry here has been a fairly strong economic driver. And we've lost quite a few people, and by helping us cope with this proposed discharge waste pond sitting next door to us, you probably help save some economic impact. A letter we helped put together with our executive director, Beverly Itzinga, that they gave to the United States Department of Labor last week in El Paso, or in Las Cruces. We've lost a heck of a lot of dairies across the state, and including right here. An average dairy the size of ours, give or take a little bit, has more than $100 million economic impact on the local economy, and that's what we've been talking about here most of the day. And it is everybody. It's everybody. It's people that I see sitting on the commissioners and in the audience, and everybody else in the business community that we buy and sell and trade with. But it's something I never really understood until we got a SBA 504 loan about 30 years ago. And the people in the economic development people and the banker that was here that was so happy that we were trying to locate here said that the average dollar that you spend, or that the dairy brings in, will actually turn over in the local economy 6 or 7 times. And when you start putting that all together, it's amazing. And that's before you make a penny of profit. We've had years where we made no profit. We still have the economic impact of $100 million or more, which is something that's really a big learning curve. So we'd really like to thank everybody here for trying to help keep us in business. And the health aspects of that lagoon were beyond reason of trying to keep, we're a food
Your
food
3
producing
minutes
place.
is now up.
Pardon me?
Your 3 minutes is now up.
Okay, well, I'll come back later. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Marvin Clemens, 6102 Kincaid. I come up here lots of times complaining about what things going on in my neighborhood. Well, them 3 things are still there. But on the good part, I caught the mayor here, asked him about how come West Hobson is not opened up yet. Move them barrels so that airplane show stuff, traffic can go down there and quit running through my neighborhood. That's one thing. Got with Lewis, he's trying to get them 3 people over there cited. That's a good thing. Got with the environmental people here about them people using cesspools, that they can't do that. But I have been harping on that subject for 5 years, and nobody does anything. Well, I caught an environmentalist. Maybe they'll help us. We just got to keep doing it. I'm going to keep coming up here and griping until things happen better in my neighborhood. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else that'd like to address the commission? County managers, communications.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, we have some problems with our meeting on September the 17th, and I'd like to ask just a consent that we move that to September the 10th. There are additional or conflicts the following week, so we'd like to move that up to September the 10th if there's not a major problem with that.
Does that work for the commissioners?
Yes. Okay. Thank you all very much. We'll make sure that we adjust our advertisement and our agenda process to meet that. Thank you again for the understanding. I think it's pretty exciting. We have this golf tournament and the naming of the Nancy Lopez and the giving the school to the people. That's all pretty exciting stuff. I know that Diane has worked tirelessly. She's like the Energizer Bunny. Once she gets started on something, she just keeps working and working and working, and it just really shows. She's done an awful lot of work. to get a lot of people here, opportunities for people to play golf with a professional, at least on one hole. I don't know much about golf, but it sounds like it'd be a fun time. So we had kind of a big victory. Chaves County, there's 8 counties in New Mexico, 3 in Colorado, and 1 in Oklahoma that was still a part of the southwestern connector grid of the National Interest Electric Transmission Corridor. There was also the Tribal Interconnect Corridor in South Dakota and up that direction. And there was one other little tiny connector corridor that was in one of the Great Lakes, and I assume it had something to do with water-generated power. But we have been battling this for about 2 years with the Department of Energy. They failed to coordinate with local government. They had plans to they gave themselves authority and had plans to condemn lands up between 5 to 15 miles wide for a 640-mile length corridor to be used for kind of vague electrical or transmission needs, whether it was electrical or gas or storage of windmill blades. They just wouldn't tell us. It was kind of wide open. And so our 8 counties, it's 1,841,000 acres in New Mexico that would have been affected. It was 344,000 acres that would have been affected in Colorado. And I'm not sure how many were left there in Oklahoma. They took out a piece that went across Oklahoma pretty substantially in an earlier phase, but it still traveled up the east side of, or west side of Oklahoma to connect this. So our counties rallied together. We had numerous town hall meetings. We spoke about this on the national stage, at the state level. We had resolution passed just about a month ago now at National Association of Counties. It was the second year that we were successful in having a motion passed to oppose the national interest electric transmission corridors, all 3 of them across the United States. And that passed without opposition both times, both in Philadelphia and in New Orleans this year, by the full membership of New Mexico, or National Association of Counties, which represents 3,086 counties across the U.S. No opposition. They saw what our problem was with this proposed plan, and they backed us up on it for 2 years. Department of Energy came to us earlier this week. They had 3 meetings simultaneously, 1 in Colorado, 1 here. I don't recall where the third one was. It might have been up in South Dakota, somewhere there. But they let us know that they took all that back. They listened to the public comment, the public outrage, the local government comments, and said, yeah, this is not the way to go about doing this thing. No one ever fought over making sure that power was where power needed to be. That was never the issue. The issue is always that you shouldn't be condemning people's lands. Private property rights are important. An agent of the government could condemn 5 to 15 miles in width. It might be your entire operation. Or you might be on one side of the road and the other side of the road with a 5-mile gap in between. That didn't matter to them. They said, we're going to take this as we see fit, regardless of what you say. And so they pulled that back, and they decided they were not going to move forward with any of the 3 national interest electric transmission corridors. And I know Commissioner Perry spoke with them quite a bit yesterday, so I'm going to hush and let him tell you the rest of it. But another thing we did yesterday, prior to our evening meeting, was a group of us went to tour the K. Bailey Hutchinson desalinization plant in El Paso, Texas. And that was a really interesting thing. A very simple process, very complicated facility. The idea of how they clean the salts out of the water and make it usable to mitigate all the water use in El Paso is a very interesting thing. Very complex the way they do it, very simple in essence, though. And we enjoyed seeing that and starting the thought process of how do we make sure that these kind of things happen in areas like the Pecos Valley, where we have an ocean of water that's unusable beneath us. If we could figure out how to clean that up and get it back into production for agriculture and industry, it would be a great thing. But I'm going to allow Commissioner Wade to talk on that. I'm sure he has something to say about that too. And that's all I have. Thank you, Commissioners. I really admire you on days like today when you had a very difficult decision to make. Thank you for what you do, and thank you for your service to us.
Thank you, Bill. Commissioner Dana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Bill. Gosh, sitting there with the Deputy Secretary from DC, making that announcement, and you could hear the collective sigh of everybody. It was a victory, but as everybody knows, with the change of administrations, it could come back up, but at least it's on our radar now, and they know that we're on their radar too. So appreciate that. I'm glad you guys went on that tour. That's wonderful. We had that come up. House Representative Terry Markwork brought up Otero County. He used to bring up his capital outlay bill all the time to do the desalination plant in Otero County. So very interesting. It's back up on people's mind because of the water issues that we have and the creative ways that we're going to have to look at helping put water back into our areas. So that's good. Anything that we can learn, that's wonderful. Appreciate that. Yes, we did have, but it was a good dialogue last night and this morning. And Cindy, you had mentioned that we have 12 ballot questions on the November ballot, 6 judicial retentions, 4 constitutional amendments, and 2 bond issues. And also, if we have to pay for it. If you hear back from the Secretary of State, would you please let us know if we will have to pay for that? So I would like us to kind of keep updated on that too. But yeah, it was great dialogue, great conversations with everybody, whether you were for it or against it. And that's the way this is supposed to work. We are a representative republic, and we as your representatives, we vote the way that we believe our constituents. And also, thank you very much for bringing that up to us about the Environment Department. I'm glad you were able to talk with the Environment Department. Sometimes they don't listen to us, and sometimes we kind of need to jar them just a little bit. And hopefully this issue will be taken care of too. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. And also on the data centers, as Mike had mentioned, that was a very informative program. I learned a lot, and I asked that be put out in an email, the program. So we as commissioners, as these come up, there's so many hot button issues. You say data centers and everybody just kind of freaks out. So it was kind of interesting to get some perspective on that, but also to give us questions that we need to ask when people come before us. And I know Lewis with planning and zoning is making sure that our ordinances are up to date on stuff like that too. So lots of good information on that. And that's the thing. People have buzzwords, and when you put out a buzzword, you know, people kind of freak out. So it's always nice to be informed on this stuff and get the education so we can take it back to our constituents and let them know as well. But thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think it was a great meeting today and great input from everybody. Thank you.
Commissioner Wade.
I said a lot about our vote. I think this is the process our country was founded upon. You mentioned democracy last night, and now we allow the voters to vote. And I appreciate that. That was sunk in pretty hard, you know, to not allowing it to proceed to a vote, I felt was not correct. Yesterday, we did go to El Paso and look at one of the largest inland RO facility in the world, perhaps the world. Most of them are on the seaboards. This one delivers 27.5 million gallons a day. They have 5 units. They're getting ready to add their 6th unit. They had space in there. Each one, the initial power, they are the El Paso Electric. This one plant is El Paso Electric's highest electrical usage. But then El Paso Electric is also the city of El Paso's highest water usage customer. So they had they were 350 horsepower pumps pressurizing through these reverse osmosis units. And it was interesting to hear the cost of their well water versus the RO. They have 2 aquifers. On the east side of the west side of the mountains, the aquifer is pretty good water. On the east side, against the mountains, it's good water. So they have that well filled, and then the further east you get, it becomes more brackish. The plant was built kind of at that border in order to pull that water to prohibit it from going and encroaching upon the fresh water. The water, when it goes through a RO unit, is devoid of minerals and everything. So very corrosive. So they allow that water to be mixed with the well production water to neutralize, to provide some minerals and allow it to be more potable. And it works naturally that way. What we were concerned about is the disposal of the concentrate. And it goes to a site 22 miles north of El Paso into a dolomite formation about 4,000 feet deep, and is injected, just no pressure, just allowed to go into that formation. And according to the hydrologist, indefinitely, it should suffice indefinitely, as that takes the salts and absorbs the salts and allows the water to go ahead and continue. Whether or not it comes back into the aquifer, they're unsure over a period of who knows how many eons. It was interesting. And here we have the saltwater encroachment in some areas, and it's a concern. And so we were just looking for the future. And it was a very interesting tour. And I think I said enough about everything else, and I really do want to once again say we appreciate the staff here, whoever you are, whatever you do, and you do a very good job, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Commissioner Court.
Thanks, Dara, for giving us all that good info last night and today, and Cliff, you and Bill, we kind of, I guess I should have been in on that one too, but I was busy. But anyway, what was the return off of the salty water to
80%.
80%?
Yeah. And the reason they keep the 20% back is that they have a vehicle to transport the solids, the salts and stuff. So they take it all down, and it's highly concentrated with the salts, but they have to have some method to get it out. So that's why the 20% is left. So they will have some way to transport it to get it back down into the wells. It's interesting.
That's good. A lot of good info there, but everybody's doing good. I talked to Drake earlier about the little things out in the parking lot. I want to make sure that those type things don't need to happen right here. But anyway, everybody's doing a good job. I said my piece last night, and everybody needs to get out and vote and say their piece. So, very good. Next. Your turn.
Commissioner Perry.
Thank you. I'd just like to say thank you all the commissioners that are communicating so well with our constituents. It's nice to get the message out and get the word out on why we're voting and who we're representing. I think it's a good thing. The buzzwords of late, like you said, have been data center. You know, everybody goes in a tizzy when you say data center or a tax or whatever. People kind of go crazy, and I can envision somebody right now in their mother's basement eating Cheetos, texting about me on Facebook as I say this, but it's, I would encourage you all to get people to listen and encourage discussion on some of the topics that we're talking about, because it is a tax, but it does need to go to the people, and I don't want to vote for them on it. Like I said earlier, I had to choose 4 legislators for you all in the last 3.5 years. And I thought that was a travesty that I had to do that. I really did. I just don't think that's fair. And I told myself every time I can get it to the people and let the people make their rational decision based on their culture and their views, I think that's a better fit for all of us. And you can see even here there's disagreement, but we do it civilly and we communicate effectively with each other, and it all works. So I would encourage everybody to reach out a little bit, talk a little more, and let's come up with some good things in this city and this county that are going to make us all a little more competitive and a little better in the long run. And thank you for allowing me to speak on that topic, because it kind of bugs me when people automatically go to the negative instead of listening to the whole constructive conversation at the beginning. You probably wouldn't feel that way. So thank you.
I'd like to thank all the commissioners, the other commissioners, for their comments and their hard work that they in studying the issue on the gross receipts tax. And I thank all of the people in the public that came forward to speak on this issue. I'm pleased that it is going to the voters and that we didn't kill it up here, but we're putting it out to the voters, and the voters will have an opportunity after they hear all the information, pros and cons. And I think I think as Commissioner Perry explained and Commissioner Wade, there are 4 different options the way this thing could play out. I hope we have a large voter turnout, not only because of the gross receipts tax, but because of the things that affect our nation, our state, and locally. I urge everyone to exercise that right and go vote in this November election. I'd like to, I was noticing we had the ribbon cutting for the new health center, which brought to mind several different accomplishments that we have made in the past year or so. Is the dedication of the health center, the ribbon cutting. We've had the culture plaza, and the dispatch center is almost complete. We're just waiting on furnishing and equipment and et cetera. And also notice that in the past week or two, the construction of the new parking lot and driveway at the, I guess you'd say the west side of this building that'll serve the voter center and the dispatch center. These are all come about by capital improvements. Some of the money was achieved from the state, the federal, and the county. It's working together to make these projects come to pass. And I think it's also important that as a commission, we find out all the information we can and be educated into the different technology that is coming down. As I mentioned, desalination plant, data centers, AI. We need to find out as much information as we can so that we can make informed decisions that are going to be beneficial to Chaves County. With that, we'll adjourn for signature of documents, and this meeting is adjourned.